Happy day, students. Class 9 English. Moments. Lesson 6. Weathering the Storm of Erisma. This lesson is written by Harsh Mandir. He is an Indian author, columnist, researcher, teacher, and social activist who works with survivors of mass violence and hunger, as well as homeless persons and street children. He is a director of the Center for Equity Studies, a research organization based in New Delhi. He was born on 17th April 1955 in Shillong. His professions are he is an author, columnist, researcher, teacher, and a social activist. A brief introduction about the lesson. Natural disasters are extremely devastating and can completely disrupt human life. However, human bonding and selfless service surely help to rebuild what has been lost. Weathering the storm in Erisma is one such account that celebrates a brave tale of survival in the cyclone that hit Odisha in October 1999. Here are some pictures. You could see the people how they faced the cyclone and what devastation it has caused. You can see a man, that is, he is none other than Prashant, our hero in the story, and he is helping the villagers to come out of their house and move to a safe place. And here you can see Prashant helping the poor and needy people and serving them food. Coming to the summary of the lesson, Prashant is a 19-year-old boy from the village Kalikuda in Odisha, present day Odisha. Had lost his mother 7 years ago. On 27th October 1999, he went away to spend a day with his friend who lived at the block headquarters of Erisma, that was around 18 kilometers from Kalikuda. That evening, Prashant witnessed a fearsome storm. He had never before seen such a speed and fury of winds. Heavy and continuous rain flowed and uprooted even the ancient trees. This is the fury of the nature. The screams of people resounded in the air, and the houses were washed away. The house of Prashant's friend was filled neck deep by flood water. Fortunately, the building was made of brick and mortar, and it withstood the strong winds blowing at a speed of 350 km per hour. But the roof and the walls of the house got damaged when the uprooted trees fell on the house at midnight. This devastation caused by the cyclone continued for the next 36 hours. However, the wind speed did not reduce a little by next morning. Prashant and his friend's family took refuge on the roof of the house. Prashant was horrified to see the destruction caused by the super cyclone. Only a brown sheet of water covering everything for miles could be seen. Very few broken cement houses still stood in some places. The bloated dead bodies and animals and humans floated everywhere. Luckily, 2 coconut trees fell on his house of Prashant's friend, and the trapped family survived by eating the tender coconuts. Prashant sat in the open for 2 days, huddled on the rooftop with his friend's family. The continuous rain froze them in cold, but Prashant's only thoughts were about the well-being of his family. Then the rain stopped and the water began to recede. Prashant decided to find his family, but the situation was still dangerous. His friend's family requested him to stay back a little longer, but the boy was determined. He prepared to leave and took a long and sturdy stick with him in his journey back to his village. He moved through the swollen flood waters by using the stick to locate the road and determine shallow path. He covered the difficult journey by slowing down his pace where water was waist deep and by swimming where he lost the road. After some time, he found two friends of his uncle who were also returning to their village. The three of them moved further together. Moving through flood waters, they saw horrifying scenes. Dead bodies of humans and animals has to be pushed away many times to make their way. Every villager passed by and had barely a house left. Prashant wept loudly for a long time on witnessing such gory scenes. He was sure that his family was no more. Eventually, Prashant reached Kalikuda and his heart sank, for he could see only the remains of the roof of his house. He decided to go to the Red Cross shelter to look for his family. There he could spot his maternal grandmother, who was weak with hunger. Teary eyed, she rushed to him with outstretched hands. Quickly, the news of Prashant's arrival spread, and more members of his family gathered around him. It was a miracle for them to see Prashant, as they had thought him to be dead. Next morning, Prashant grasped the situation of their shelter and noticed that the 2,500 people over there were in grief. 86 people of his village had died, and all 96 houses had been washed away, and everyone had been in the shelter since the past 4 days. So far, they had survived on green coconuts, which were to finish soon. The young boy decided to lead the hungry and tired people in this moment of crisis. He organized a group of youths and elders to put pressure on the village merchant to give them rice. This effort succeeded and the group returned to the shelter with food for everyone. Although the rice was already rotten, but the hungry crowd did not mind. Broken branches were gathered to cook the rice, and people ate for the first time in 4 days. The next task was to clean the filth that had collected in the shelter and tend to wounds and fractures of the injured. On the fifth day, a military helicopter flew over the shelter and dropped some food parcels. However, this help did not return, so the youth collected empty utensils and placed them on the stomachs of the children who are not made to lie in the sand left by floodwaters. This message got communicated effectively, and helicopters began to make regular rounds to airdrop food and other basic needs. Prashant brought together the orphaned children and put up a polythene sheet shelter for them. Women were asked to look after them, and men would bring food and other materials. Weeks passed, and Prashant noticed that people were becoming depressed. He persuaded women to start working in a food for work program that had been started by an NGO. He organized sports events for children. He himself loved cricket, so he organized cricket matches. Prashant, along with other volunteers, helped the widows and children to resume normal life. His group successfully resisted the government's plan to set up institutions for orphans and widows. They believed that in such institutions, children would grow without love and widows would suffer from loneliness and stigma. They decided to settle them in their own communities, in the new foster families made up of childless widows and orphan children. 6 months after the destructive super cyclone, Prashant forgot his own sorrow of being a motherless boy. His handsome face is a source of light for the orphans and widows in his village. The message conveyed through this lesson is: the story gives a message of brotherhood and compassion. Every human life has to face its share of difficulties. However, working for the welfare of the underprivileged is the noblest deed. Prashant worked tirelessly to bring food, shelter, and normalcy to the life of those who were left without family and home. He brought together those who suffered a similar tragedy and launched a commendable mission of rehabilitating the cyclone victims. The life of Prashant is a message about survival amidst odds owing to the spirit of brotherhood. Hope you are clear with the lesson, students. Have empathy and sympathy towards our fellow beings. Thank you.